how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. I wanted to do an updated Q&A get ready with me because I just celebrated my 30th birthday and I figured now was a good occasion to do so. Did a full face. I answered questions that you guys submitted on Instagram and here on my community tab on YouTube, and I appreciate you so much for submitting questions. Thank you so much. And it was just a fun time. I love the look I created. I had just fun chit-chatting and playing with makeup, and it was a good time. As far as my accessories go, I just have this old basic choker, nothing crazy going on, and I keep forgetting to shout out my nail polish of the day. This is Velociraptor by Mooncat. Are you kidding me? This is so cool. I love it. I love it so much. I literally feel like a velociraptor. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, play with makeup, and I'm gonna answer your questions. All right, friends, I'm gonna do some makeup. I have a little full face coming at you. I have a couple new things, some old things, a mixture of things. I wanna go very like pink cheeks vibe, and I definitely want like a pop of like tealy turquoise in my eye look in some way, shape, or form. So we're just gonna roll right into it. I will chat about the makeup I'm using, but if I forget to mention something, it'll all be linked in my description box as always. But I'm also gonna be answering your questions while I do this. So thank you so much for submitting your questions. I will get through as many of these as I possibly can. But you guys sent a lot, specifically on Instagram. You guys really came through. So I will answer as many as I possibly can and just chat with you. I probably already said this in the intro, but I'm turning 30. I will actually already be 30 by the time this video goes up. My birthday was on July 7th, is on July 7th. I'm like speaking into the future, referencing the past. I think this video is going up the day after my birthday. So I'm 30 as you are watching this, and I figured now would be a good time to do just like a little updated Q&A get ready with me and answer some of your questions. This one is so sweet. This isn't even a question, but I just have to shout it out. Nothing to ask, just grateful for so many years of consistent quality content. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I really do try my best to just be here for you all the time. Okay, actually, let me chat about some makeup I'm gonna use before I dive into these questions. I did already prime with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I'm getting through this again. It's already getting like half used up. I clearly have been using it a lot lately. For foundation, I'm gonna use my Glossier Stretch Foundation. I'm just gonna do like half a pump on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of the Flower Beauty Afterglow Luminous Serum. I just do like a little dribble right on top, and I'm just going to make a little cocktail of that, dot it around my face, and then I'll blend it out. I'm gonna be using my Sigma F48 brush, and I'll also be using this for my concealer, which when I get to that, I'll be using the Urban Decay Naked Quickie. But now I think we can dive into some actual questions. What is something you wish you could tell your 13-year-old self? Ooh, you're going to experience so many more things than you can possibly imagine. I also think that 13-year-old me would think that current me is pretty cool, which I feel like that's always a goal. I think I'm somebody that 13-year-old me would look up to. So I guess I would just instill 13-year-old self to just like keep doing you. Like maybe grow a backbone sooner, because I was very much a pushover and I still am, but I've learned how to say no when things are definitely crossing my boundaries. And I was really bad about that before, but just staying true to myself, you know, keep doing me, gain some more confidence perhaps, but just encouragement that life is going to get better, because life was kind of tough. And I feel like I had a very closed off sort of teenage years. So just that things are gonna get better. How did you start your salon? Well, I have a salon suite. For those of you who don't know, I don't have like a full-on salon with staff. I have no interest in that. I like being by myself and working just for myself, but I worked for a corporate salon for almost 4 years after I graduated cosmetology school. And then me and one of my coworkers went off on our own and got a bigger salon suite and did that together for probably close to a year. And then I ended up working with a different friend in that same suite. And then eventually she broke off and ventured a different direction, and I stayed by myself, and I just love it. It just sort of happened. I feel like it was just time. I feel like I was definitely getting a little burnt out and miserable working for corporate. It was just not like the most pleasant place. Like I am grateful for the things that I learned during that time, but it was time to break out on my own. So that's how I just did. I work at one of those salon suites sort of things where you rent out your own little space, and it's just perfect. I love it. I've been there for almost 6 years now. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I've been doing hair for a decade now. That's actually wild. I can't believe that. I'm gonna do a little bit of liquid blush because I've been doing that before I set and do bronzer and then more blush. But I like to do a little liquid blush, liquid highlighter combo. So I'm gonna try this new one from Gen C. They just sent me a little package, so I wanted to try out some things. This is one of the cheek and lip colors. I'm probably gonna only use this as a cheek color because that's typically what I do. This is in the shade Dragon Fruit. I'm just gonna do a couple little dots. Oh, maybe a lot of dots. So much of this product, I'll put a little bit on my nose too. Then we're just gonna leave it like this and the makeup look is done. No, I'm gonna take my liquid highlighter from Rare Beauty in the shade Enlighten, and I'm just gonna do a little dot kind of to coincide with everything. And then I'm gonna take my little Sigma F43 brush and just start pouncing this out and doing a soft little blend. But I'm just obsessed with like blending like a liquid highlighter and blush together. I think it's so cute and just adds the prettiest little gradient. And then I love layering like my powders, my bronzer, and then more blush on top of it later. I just think it's so fun. And that is so pink. And I wanted pink cheeks today, so this is perfect. I love it so much. You help clients decide what hairstyle and color looks best, and how do you do that? Of course I do. That's like part of my job as a hairstylist, is to help people decide what they want. I mean, it's so personal, client to client, but I generally just try to like really pick their brain on their lifestyle, their preferences, things that they like, things that they absolutely do not like. I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea of like, you have to have this certain thing for your face shape, because at the end of the day, it's just about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident. I don't think you necessarily have to stay boxed into like what, I don't know, society tells you you're supposed to do. But I just treat everybody different and really try to help them hone in on like what makes them feel good. And this is such a pigmented blush. I can't believe it. That like tiny dot did so much. I'm even gonna wipe my brush off a little bit. How did you gather the courage to start a YouTube channel? It's my dream. Love you. You are so cute and so sweet. It just sort of happened. I just used to have so much fun playing with makeup just on my own. Like, oh my gosh, I probably have my channel at 7-8 years now. I used to just play with a lot of makeup for fun, and then I started posting makeup looks to Instagram, and then I just got lots of encouragement from my real life friends, including Zane, to start doing little tutorials. So I did tutorials on Instagram, and then I moved over to long form content on YouTube. It just sort of happened. Just sort of happened, and I love it. It's so much fun. I've been having fun for years, and it's the best. So I just say do it. And my biggest advice is always, always, always do not go into this expecting it to be a job. If you're going into it expecting it to be a job for you, you might end up being disappointed, because it's very much a hustle in the beginning and there's no guarantees for anything. I never would have thought this could become like part of my job. You just have to do it just because you genuinely love it and think it's fun. And then if it turns into something more, then that's just a bonus. I'm gonna set my under eyes and T-zone with my e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder, and then just the perimeters with my NYX High Glass Finishing Powder, and then I'm gonna dive right into bronzer. I'm just gonna tell you a few things at once so I can answer questions. But for bronzer, I'll be using my NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in All Butted Up. What apps do you use for reading and tracking books? I just use Goodreads. You are welcome to follow me if you care. I don't post in-depth reviews on there. I save my in-depth reviews for my reading wrap-up, get ready with me videos at the beginning of every month. But if you're curious about what I'm reading at any given time, I'm just BATTYBEAN there like I am on everything. And that's what I use to track what I want to read, what I've been reading, and it's great. I've heard Storygraph is really good. I've considered switching, but I don't know. I've been on Goodreads for over a year now, so I might just keep it put. These two questions kind of go together. 10-year plan, life after YouTube, and what are your life goals? I feel like those are just such heavy questions that I don't know the answer to. 10-year plan, I have no idea, because if you would have asked 20-year-old me what life would look like 10 years from now, I never would have guessed it's what it is now. I never would have thought I would have the house that I have now. I never would have guessed that I would have traveled as much as I have. And I feel like I haven't even traveled that much compared to some people, but way more than I ever imagined. I never would have imagined YouTube would have grown to what it is now. There's just so many things. So I don't know. I don't know what 10 years looks like. I mean, by the time I'm 40, I hope things are just, I don't know, even more comfy, much more stable. I hope that I'm still doing what I love, whether that means YouTube or hair or both, or something entirely different. I just hope that whatever I'm doing, I'm happy. I hope Zane is super happy with his job. Like, I hope he has his absolute like perfect job that maybe he'll be with until he retires. But I don't know. I just hope I'm happy. And as far as life after YouTube, I mean, I'm just kind of not really worried about it, you know? This isn't my only job. This isn't my main job at that. So I can kind of just do whatever. Like, I could just continue doing hair forever. I could maybe continue working with makeup, but in a different way. I could be maybe being like a creative director or something for a brand. I don't see myself ever having my own brand. That just doesn't really interest me. But I love the creative aspect behind a brand. And I think that could be a really fun job, is like doing, like helping create the ideas for things and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't really have a plan for life after YouTube because YouTube isn't my only gig. So I'm not like super concerned about like, what am I gonna do when YouTube disappears? Cause like I already have other passions. So I think I'll be fine. And then as far as life goals, I mean, I guess just piggybacking off of that, I just want to be happy. I want to be content. When I'm like old and retired, I would love to like have some form of cat sanctuary or just something where I'm helping out animals. I would love to have traveled so much. I hope I can travel everywhere. I want to visit so much more of the States. I want to go out of the country. I want to visit Europe and Japan. I want to visit just so many places. There's so many beautiful things out there and I just want to see it all. What brands do you have interest in but never tried? So many. I feel like About Face and Half Magic Beauty are the first ones that pop to mind. They have been on my radar for years now. I still haven't tried them. And I really very much need to. Why are you so gorgeous? Why are you so sweet? You were so nice. I can't believe how many nice things you guys left. You are the sweetest. I'm so lucky to have you. Also, have you read Get a Life, Chloe Brown? Talia Hibbert is my fave. I have not, but maybe I should. I will write it down in my Goodreads once I'm done filming and maybe get to it one day. I have the longest list of books I want to read ever, and these little hairs will not stay out of my way. I want cute little face framies, but not while I'm doing my makeup. Gonna add a little more blush now with the Happy Luminous Blush from Rare Beauty. I'm just gonna use my Sigma F11 brush to tap it over everything. Name your top 3 brands right now. I don't know if I can give you a top 3 just because I love so many brands for so many different things. Like, I feel like Blend Bunny has so many favorites of mine. Oden's Eye has so many favorites of mine. Rare Beauty has a lot of favorites of mine. Lawless, I adore. I have so many brands that I love. Milk Makeup. NYX, I feel like has been really popping off for me lately. It's so spread. I love so many things, and I'm forgetting things as I rattle things off. Like Beaute Bar, Ensley Reign, Unearthly, Fantasy Cosmetica, Sigma. Like, I love so many brands. I can't narrow it down to 3. It's impossible. I won't do it. Oof, here's a fun one. Have you heard anything about Shroud Cosmetics recently? I have not heard anything that you guys probably haven't. I know that she'd eventually started shipping out orders that were placed towards the end of last year. This was a few months ago. And I know she was dealing with personal stuff with her family, but I haven't spoken to her, unfortunately. I wish her nothing but the best. I don't know if her brand is done. I don't know if she's coming back. I know absolutely nothing. I just really hope the absolute best for her. And I wish I could say more, truly. I'm gonna do some fake frecklage now with my Freck XL. My Nabla one ran out recently, and I've kind of been in love with this one. I forgot how much I loved the Freck. It's been so long since I've used it. Besides makeup and books, what else do you love to collect? Cats. I'm totally kidding, but I do have a lot of cats. We have 5. I like to collect little magnets and pins when we travel. We don't have like a crazy absurd amount, but that's something we actively like to kind of add to. I like the spooky creatures from the Squishables brand. Like, anytime there's a new spooky creature, again, I don't like go crazy collecting them, but if I just like stumble upon a new one and it's like right place, right time, I might pick it up, you know? I'm sure there's other things. Those are probably like the first things that pop to mind. I feel like makeup and books are like my biggest ones, obviously. So besides going to all kinds of theme parks, have you guys ever wanted to go to a Comic-Con or Ren? What makes you think I haven't? Our town does like a little medieval fair every year and we usually go. We do plan on going to a bigger Renaissance festival with a friend in a different state later this year. And we've been to like conventions and stuff. We just don't go very often. Like I'm not a big cosplayer, and sometimes it's just a lot of hassle going to a convention, and it's usually just, I feel like bad timing. Like I feel like a lot of the times when the ones I want to go to are happening, I have other things going on, but we definitely go sometimes. It's just not like, I don't know, our main thing that we do, but I go when the time is right. Definitely lots of questions about advice for like my past self and future self. And I feel like I kind of touched on that before, but like past self, just like keep doing you, gain some confidence, like learn to stand up for yourself sooner. It's better to have fewer good friends than a lot of friends. So many things. And as far as future self, like I just hope I'm happy. That's, I feel like, the most important thing. Like I just want to be happy. I want to feel comfy. I want to feel secure. I want us to be traveling and just living life, because life's short and I hope I'm just living it to the fullest. How did you start getting on PR lists? I just posted brands. From the beginning, I've just always tagged the brands I've used in my makeup looks. I've tried to always post as good of quality as I was capable of at any given point in time. And yeah, I just try to be consistent, and when things work, they work. And I feel like when the right brands notice you, they reach out, and it just ends up being a thing. But I feel like just posting constantly and consistently is probably what helped me the most. I'll be in New York too for my 40th birthday. I'll be in New York, I think, still by the time this video goes up. So have fun in New York for your 40th birthday. I'm so excited to be there for my 30th. It's been so long since we've been. But the question is, are you planning on doing specific things during your trip? I'm going to see Lion King. I loved seeing Lion King a few years ago. It was so good. Yeah, we're gonna do a mixture of stuff. I want to bookshop and eat food, and we're gonna see Little Shop of Horrors. We're gonna do so many fun things. We've gone so many times, so we've done all the touristy stuff. I really just want to like go and vibe and chill and just kind of shop around and hang out and just have a fun time. So that's my plans. What are you most proud about in your last 5 years? My house. I'm so happy we have our house. All of our kitties. I'm proud of what I've accomplished on YouTube. I'm proud of my collabs and my growth, and I'm proud of my salon and being on my own, because now I've been on my own for that whole time. So I'm happy that not only did I go out on my own, but I'm doing just fine with it, and I'm happy, and I love my clients, and I'm content. I'm content. I feel like I have a lot to be proud of from the last 5 years. I'm gonna use my Celestial Cheek Glaze from the Ellis Atlantis and Blend Bunny collab. I just love all the pink that is happening on my face right now. It's so cute. How do you feel about turning 30? Mine's in November and I'm conflicted. Well, happy early birthday. I feel so chill about it, honestly. Like, I feel like it's so not a big deal. Like, I'm excited to celebrate and like go on my trip and go to New York with Zane. But as far as like actually turning 30, I don't care. If anything, I embrace it. Like, I am so chill about it. I feel like I've mentally felt not in my 20s for a while. I feel like I'm just somebody who had to grow up really fast, so I've always felt kind of ahead in that regard as far as age goes. It like does not matter to me at all. I'm gonna spray my face now with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, and then we'll move on to the eyes. Ooh, okay, 2 back-to-back hair questions. How long are you trying to grow your hair? Right now it's probably about like, I don't know, here. I don't know. I don't really have a goal until I'm sick of it, I suppose. I don't really have a goal in mind. And then how often do you have to touch up your hair with this color? Well, I only wash my hair once a week, and I use freezing cold water when I do, and always color safe shampoos and things like that. Olaplex, Joico, and Verb are my go-tos. So I don't have to refresh it that often. I mean, I do the highlighting in a way so that it grows out more soft, so I don't have to lighten it all the time. And then as far as refreshing the color goes, I don't know, I probably refresh it every 6 to 8 weeks. I don't do it very often because, again, I don't wash my hair super often, so it doesn't fade very fast. I also don't go in the pool. I don't go outside really, so it stays vibrant for quite a while. I'm gonna prime now with my Dede Signature Cookie Primer. I'm just gonna scooch this on. How do you balance being a hairdresser and a content creator? How many days do you go in the salon each week versus days you're working on your videos? Well, I am filming almost every single day. It is rare when I'm not filming at the very minimum a short form video like for Reels or YouTube Shorts. I'm filming almost every day. On average, probably 6 days a week, but lately it's been 7. And I go to the salon physically in the salon doing hair actively about half of the week. And obviously that's not even to count like the business side of things. Like I just spent hours last night doing tax stuff for the salon and YouTube because the second quarter ended recently. And I obviously have to go shop for inventory and I have to schedule clients. And even with the YouTube stuff, like not only am I filming and editing and uploading, but I'm also planning and filming B-roll and doing swatches. So it takes up a lot of my time. Definitely the hair is my main gig. Like that's what most of my time goes to. But where I used to back in the day, I used to work a full 40 hours in the salon and I was trying to also post almost every single day on YouTube. That was killing me. That was probably me putting in like at least 60 hours total between both every week. And now I'm probably working about 45 hours between both jobs, which I feel like is good. That's a lot better than it used to be. And I probably put in about 2/3 of that toward the salon and 1/3 of that toward YouTube. But it depends. It depends on the week. Like some weeks I'm putting in slightly more effort on YouTube if there's a lot happening, and sometimes it's more devoted to the salon. It really depends week to week, but how I've balanced it is just, it's been a long time of figuring it out. Because like I said, I used to literally kill myself trying to do way too much. And I feel like I'm in a good rhythm right now where I feel like I'm able to kind of balance things and feel like I have a handle on it. I'm gonna be using the Cyborg Choir from Adept. I recently bought this and I've already done a look with this on like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, but I wanted to play with it again in this video. I know I want this all over my lower lash line. I do want some of this shade, the Mechanical Muse, like on the lid. I think maybe I'll start by splashing 7 all over the lid just to give kind of a cute little yellow pop, just a dusting of it, nothing too crazy. And then I might kind of add that black shade Boring Circuit into like that outer V area. Maybe a little bit of a winged liner, top Mechanical Muse like a little bit. Then I'll put this Cybernetic Spark all over that lower lash line. I think that's my plan. I love your style. Thank you very much. Does it get you negative attention in your area in Florida? Now that you're 30, do you think there'll be more pressure to dress your age? Hate that phrase, by the way. No, I don't really get any negative attention. I also don't feel like I dress that crazy. You know, I feel like my go-to outfit is like a big t-shirt and leggings. Sometimes I dress a little more like spooky witchy vibes with like fun dresses and my boots and like fishnets and a hat and stuff like that. But no, I don't really get negative attention. I'm sure like I look more eccentric some days than others, but no, I don't really get negative attention. And I don't feel like I'm gonna feel pressure to like dress my age, because like I don't even know what that means. Being a hairdresser, I see so many different age ranges in the public on any given day, and any of them could possibly be dressed in any fashion. Like I have people of all ages that dress more like businessy professional, some that dress more glamorous, some that dress more just casual. It like so does not depend on the age. I feel like if anything, it's your profession and just your personality that affects it more than your age. So I don't think that'll be an issue for me because I don't really care. Why do you love spooky things so much? What is it about them that makes you happy? I think I just love how like weirdly wonderful it is. It's kooky and kind of nonsensical, and it's just, I don't know, it's fun. It's just always been something I've been attracted to, and I just think it's a fun time. I don't know. It's kooky and weird, and I love it. Latest addition to your sets, like what we can see behind you and in the periphery. Not much. Not much has really changed over the years. It's all kind of the same. Like maybe in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, I reoriented my room, but it's always pretty much been the same. I have not changed very much. I think the last time I did a beauty room tour like 2 years ago was pretty much the exact same, except for when I reoriented, and I shared that in a vlog at some point. So not much has changed, my friends. I'm sure I'll switch it up a little bit when spooky season comes around, but I like my setup. I don't change it too often. And any hairstyles of the past do you miss and want to do again? I mean, I'm not like specifically craving anything right now that I miss. I have been like kind of missing bangs a little bit because I've had bangs most of my life, but I'm also really enjoying being able to just pull all of my hair out of my face when I'm not feeling it. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll do other things again at some point, but I'm not really itching to at this moment. I'm pretty content right now. Wishing you happiness and health for your years to come. Thank you so much. My question is, I've understood you're vegan. When did you go vegan? Did you make the changes gradually or change everything at once? And what was your major motivation? Well, for one, I'm not vegan. I'm just vegetarian. I do try to eat dairy-free as much as possible just because it will upset my belly if I have too much of it. But I'm not strictly vegan, no. But I don't even know how long I've been vegetarian. Gosh, probably at least 7 years. And I was vegetarian at a different point in life too, like right when I graduated high school. So probably in total, I've been vegetarian in 9 or 10 years of my entire life, if I had to guess. So a good chunk of time. I've just never been a big meat eater. It was never my favorite thing. I wasn't a big like steak or hamburger or bacon. Like I just didn't care about that stuff. There are certain things I miss every so often. Like I kind of miss, I don't know, just getting like chicken tenders, you know? There's like decent fake options out there, but they're also like not something I eat all the time, and I'm really picky about them. Sometimes they're like a little too, I don't know, rubbery and gross. But I don't know, I just kind of gradually fell into it. I feel like I was eating less and less meat, and then I was just like, you know what? I just don't really want to anymore. It just kind of gives me the ick when I think about it too much. It's just my personal journey, and no judgment if you do eat meat. It's just not my thing. How do you feel about being in the beauty space right now? What's your favorite part of it and least favorite part? I feel fine. Like, I feel like right now, my least favorite part is probably just that, like, I feel like the big trend right now is just no eyeshadow. And I'm obviously an eyeshadow lover. So I feel like my space in the community right now is not the most prominent, but like that's fine. Just dusting on a little bit of that like holographic shimmer. That is so pretty. Wow. Ooh, that's so cool. I'm really glad I treated myself to this palette. This is pretty. But that's probably my least favorite part, is just that like funky eyeshadow is not like the big trend right now, but like that's fine. I'm not always gonna have the content that is the most, I don't know, searchable amongst people, if that makes sense. Favorite part is just the community aspect. I love getting to know my fellow creators and being friends with them. I love that I've gotten so close with a lot of them. And I love the community I have with you guys and being able to just chat and hang out and play with makeup. And it's just such a fun time. It's a fun creative outlet. I feel like that's always been my favorite part, is it's just creative and just a fun place for me to be. Just hanging out in my room by myself, playing with colorful, sparkly pigment. When did you start doing makeup? I feel like as time goes on, I like forget more and more when I started. I feel like it was during cosmetology school. They definitely put a lot of pressure on you in cosmetology school, at least back then. I don't know about now, to like always look super like presentable and wear makeup, which I don't even agree with at all. I feel like as long as you just look like hygienic, that's enough. And as long as your hair looks good in the hair industry, obviously. But I think I started getting into it because of that being told to, and then I realized I enjoyed it. And then I started getting into like the kooky weird stuff. I'm gonna add a wing now with my What's Up Beauty liner. Happy birthday in advance. I'm turning 35 this year, and so far the 30s have been the best. That is so lovely to hear, and happy almost 35th birthday. My question is, what are your current favorite trends for beauty and makeup, and what's your current favorite trend for hairstyles that your clients ask for? As far as makeup goes, I just love that like blush is so big right now. It makes me so happy. I feel like blushy vibes are just my favorite, and I just love it so, so much. So that's probably my favorite thing. I just love how blushy everything is. It's wonderful. And then as far as hair goes, I mean, I do still love the very lived-in blondes. I think it's so cool. I love being able to give someone something that will last and grow out for a long time, which I know that's been a trend for a while with like the balayage and stuff, but I just still love it. If anything, I do love that my blondes are starting to embrace warmth more, because there definitely was a phase about a decade ago where everyone and their mother wanted to be silver. And it's fun and all, but it's also not really possible for everybody. It's very difficult to achieve and maintain. And I like that warmth isn't the enemy anymore, because it definitely was for a lot of people for a long time. I guess I love like curtain bangs and shaggy face framey stuff. I love coppers. I do some coppers here and there. I always love playing with vivids. I love a slew of things. I like that I'm not just boxed into one thing when it comes to the hair world. How does a working day go for you, stylist and filming for YouTube and Instagram? Every day is different. I know I touched on that earlier, but for the most part, if I'm doing both and it's a typical working day, I'm probably waking up bright and early as I always do. I'm either doing some editing first and then working out, or I'm working out and then doing some editing. Sometimes I'm jumping right into filming and not editing that particular day. And then I'm usually going to the salon all day. And then I usually try to be done after that. Sometimes there's things I'm really trying to work on and get put out. Like sometimes I'll do B-roll at night or something. Like Zane and I will play a video game together and I'll just like listen to him as background noise while I do some swatches. But yeah, that's it. Kind of my typical day if I'm doing both. I'm doing YouTube in the morning and then salon for the rest of the day. How do you plan your content? I have a rough draft at all times for the next 2 months. Yes, 2 months. I like to just make sure I'm always thinking ahead and planning and stuff like that. Especially if like I need to move things around, I want to make sure I have space to move things around if that needs to happen. There's certain things that I know I'm always going to do, like a favorites video at the end of every month, or a roundup review of all the makeup I tried at the beginning of the next month, or my reading wrap-up get ready with me's. Or I try to do palette rankings every time I try 10-ish palettes. So there's certain things that I know I'm going to be doing. So I try to like pencil that in. And then as I know about new releases that are coming out, I'll pencil those in. And it's just kind of a constant cycle of moving things around and trying to make everything fit because there's so much to film in so little time. When will your first palette with Unearthly be released? You were so funny. I had multiple people ask about that. At this moment, I have no collabs with Unearthly planned. But that would be super, super fun. I would be so down. I think they have such a cool vibe. And I feel like we could make some magic together. Just gonna let this liner dry for a little bit before I start smushing that teal all over that lower lash line. I do almost wish I didn't have this shimmer on my lid though. Like I like it, but I feel like it's not suiting. So maybe I actually do take that cybernetic spark and maybe tap this over everything. Maybe this will be a better move. Maybe I'll regret it. We'll find out together. Oh yeah, I'm actually liking that a lot more. I feel like that's hitting the spots of what I needed it to be. Oh yeah, 1,000 times yes. Wow, that's the move for today. Like this is cool and all, but this just scratches the itch in my brain better. I even don't hate it kind of tapped on top of that liner a little bit. I think that's kind of cool. How much of your income is from the hair salon versus from YouTube? Like I said before with my schedule, probably about 2/3 of my time goes to salon and about 1/3 goes to YouTube. I'd probably estimate about the same money-wise. Maybe it's more like 3/4 are from the salon and 1/4 is from YouTube. Somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 is from YouTube. Hair is definitely my main gig, and that is what I put like most of my, not effort, because I don't want to act like I don't put effort into YouTube, because obviously I do, but that is like my main gig at the end of the day. I love this shimmer layered on top of that liner. That is like so cool. What a fun little turn of events. Do you ever want to do YouTube full-time and stop being a stylist? I have no interest in that. I mean, I guess never say never. I think even if I blew up overnight, I don't think that I would stop doing hair because it's not like hair is just a job for me. Like it's one of my passions. I love it. I love my clients. I love doing it. And I like that with both of these, like I can really add more time into one thing or the other depending on what I'm into. So if like I get to a point where I just want to put more effort into YouTube, I could just dwindle to only working like 1 or 2 days a week doing hair and doing more YouTube. So yeah, I don't plan on ever quitting and doing YouTube full time. This is a lot more unstable as well. Hair, like even though like obviously there could be a month where I'm super slow, but for the most part, I have a lot more control over that than I do with YouTube, like by far. Do you like doing your own hair? I mean, yeah, I suppose so. It takes longer for me to do my own hair than doing somebody else's hair, so sometimes it's a little bit more of a hassle. And just, I have to spend more time doing it, which is why I do like more low maintenance, highlighty type things on my hair, so I don't have to do it super often. And squishing the fun colors in, that's easy enough to do on my own. I don't know if I'd say I like doing my own. It's just sort of like the thing I do. I suppose I like it enough though. If I didn't, I would go somewhere to like get it done. Like I had a friend give me a haircut a few months ago. I probably should get a trim soon. Would you ever leave Florida? Ooh, I guess that kind of piggybacks onto like future goals. I guess like eventually I'd like to move out of Florida. I don't plan to anytime soon just because I love our house so much and like my business is here. Like it would be a big deal to move, but I do want to move one day. I guess that is one of my future goals is I would love to be out of here. Right now, Zane and I really envision Colorado, but I mean, that could change. I just, at the end of the day, want to be somewhere more north. I want to be somewhere with seasons. I love the mountains. I just think it's so beautiful. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, but we would like to at some points. I did live in Georgia as a kid, so I haven't been in Florida my whole life. I was born here, moved to Georgia, moved back. None of which is in my control, of course, when you're a child. I would eventually like to get out of here. Maybe in another 10 years, we'll see. What's the best part about being an influencer? So funny, like I just never use that word to describe myself, but I guess like at the end of the day, that's kind of what I am. I guess just the community aspect. I know I've said that already, but like I love being able to make connections with other creators, with you guys, with brands. I love getting to be a part of this world. It's fun. I like getting to be creative and kind of doing whatever I want, you know? It's so fun. I'll answer one more before I hop off. I just have to do my inner corner, which I'm just gonna use that Celestial Cheek Glaze again. I love that I went this route. I'm so glad I changed things up. But last question I will answer is, do you ever struggle with burnout with uploading so much? If so, what do you do to help it? Even on vacations, it seems like you're vlogging a lot. I do. I also just like to vlog though. I like it for myself and I like to share aspects of my life with you. Obviously, I don't share every single thing, but I do like to, I don't know, keep you involved. I think it's fun. I like to just share parts of my life with you. I definitely do deal with burnout every so often. And what I do, I basically just allow myself to feel it. Thankfully, with the way I film and plan things out, I'm usually always at least a few videos ahead, just so that if there's ever a time where I'm just so busy with work or I'm sick, or if I'm just so not feeling in the best place mentally, I can take a day or two to not do YouTube stuff and start to feel better without feeling like I'm abandoning you guys, which I know that I should be able to just be able to leave and take a break if I ever need to, but I don't like that. I like to be able to be consistent for you guys and be here for you. But I definitely do deal with burnout. I feel like I dealt with it more back in the day when I was just working and filming so much, like again, putting in like 60 plus hours a week. It was too much to maintain. I had zero hobbies. I had nothing going for me other than work. I feel like I have a better balance now. Like I allow myself to like actually have other hobbies. I play my video games, I read, I work out, I go to the theme parks, I take little trips, and I feel like that's helped a lot. I feel like the burnout doesn't creep up on me quite as often anymore. But I'm gonna finish my look and I'll return. Thank you again so much for your questions. I know I didn't get to every single one. I tried to hit up as many as I possibly could. But you guys are the best and I just appreciate and adore you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out and for watching and for submitting questions if you did. I had so much fun today and I hope you liked this look. I hope you enjoyed this video. These lashes are Flirt from Bright Lashes. The eye pencil I ended up throwing in is Zulu from Colourpop. The lip combo I ended up doing today is number 2 pencil from Freck with the Gen C Margaret lipstick over top and then a little bit of the Celine gloss from Lunar Beauty. And I love it. I think this came out so cute. I love the heavy pink cheek. I love the very turquoisey eyes. I'm glad I kind of switched up what the lid was doing. Even though it was cool at first, I feel like this is just so much more what I needed today. But again, just thank you so much for being here and for supporting me and my channel and watching my videos. It means more to me than you can possibly know. I'm so happy that I'm entering my 30th year with this super fun gig over here on YouTube. I love being able to hang out and do these videos for you. It is just the best and it's such a fun time and I'm just so appreciative. If you made it to the end of this video, leave some like birthday emojis like the party or the balloons or something birthday related. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And also you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you wanna, you can join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.